All right, they're not showing the most up-to-date data then. Hmm. Yeah, what's up, Gameway? I was actually looking for that. I was looking. I mean, they caught me last time with the copyright crap, so I was looking for it right now. Everybody else can show it, but I guess your boy Sherm can't. Maybe it's on Twitter. Maybe it's on Twitter. I can show the one on Twitter. It's on Twitter. Let's see if it's on Twitter. All right, it's on Twitter.
$1 for making mice transgender. This is real. $32 million for a left-wing propaganda operation in Moldova. $10 million for male circumcision in Mozambique. $20 million for the Arab Sesame Street in the Middle East. It's a program. $20 million for a program. $1.9 billion to recently created Decarbonization of Homes Committee, headed up, and we know she's involved. Just at the last moment, the money was passed over by a woman named Stacey Abrams. Have you ever heard of her? A $3.5 million consulting contract for lavish fish monitoring. $1.5 million for
I was watching this on my
in Liberia.
Yeah, I was watching this before I started. I was trying to look for one.
For social cohesion in Mali.
I was trying to look for it because I don't want to get hit with a copyright strike. And I was like, oh yeah,
alien hotel rooms in New York City.
Pretty sure they got it on Twitter. But yeah, we're definitely going to watch this tonight.
Real estate developer, he's done very well. $250,000 to increase vegan local climate action innovation in Zambia. $42 million for social and behavior change in Uganda. $14 million for improving public procurement in Serbia. $47 million for improving learning outcomes in Asia.
Oh, Asia's your boy got his money back in that comp account, baby. We back. We back up in the comp account.
$101 million we caught, for DEI contracts at the Department of
I got out at 670.
Nothing even
I should have known that they was going to go short at around 730, 720. I should have known.
Worse, but I didn't think it was appropriate to talk about them.
But your boy rid that shit all the way from 155 all the way up to 670 yesterday. I was down to my last $500 in that account. And I was able to get that shit back.
We appreciate it. We found hundreds of billions of dollars of fraud.
Yo, the Democrats, the Democrats, I know probably when they first started, they were just trying to get the quote unquote the easy vote.
And other things.
But they've just embodied their base. They literally are a bunch of children unable to
accountability office,
act as adults. They're children.
Has estimated annual fraud of over $500 billion.
And these are politicians, and they're supposed to be quote unquote educated, Ivy League school educated, and they act like children. They can't even apply to this man's accomplishments.
In the Social Security program for our seniors, and that our seniors and people that we love rely on. Believe it or not, government databases list 4.7 million Social Security members from people aged 100 to 109 years old. It lists 3.6 million people from ages 110 to 119. I don't know any of them. I know some people that are rather elderly, but not quite that elderly. 3.47 million
originally
people
I had my target at 720, but I was like, I would kind of feel like an ass if I didn't take profits.
3.9 million people
when
from
I saw that
ages
it kept going, I almost moved my target up to 850.
3.5 million people from ages 140.
But our boy Smith talked some sense into me and told me to take profits, and I was like, bro, you're probably right.
To many of them,
because, bro, if I put my target up at 850, that shit came tumbling all the way back down.
Good luck.
All the way back
You're
down,
find
dude.
it.
I would have been
a lot of money
pissed.
is paid out to people because it just keeps getting paid, and nobody does, and it really hurts Social Security and hurts our country. 1.3 million people from ages 150 to 159, and over 130,000 people, according to the Social Security databases, are age over 160 years old. We have a healthier country than I thought, Bobby.
Yeah, I'm glad to see that, Investor Z. Yo, that move was parabolic. I wasn't in front of my screen for the majority of it. That's probably a good thing.
Including, to finish, 1,039 people
I was
between
in the gym,
ages of 220
acting like, damn,
and
like, I can't believe I let...
one person between
I was
the
up
age
literally
of
15K and I was down to my last $500. That's how tilt I was in that account.
360 years of age.
I was able to get that money back.
More than 100 years. More than 100 years older than our country. But we're going to find out where that money's going. And it's not going to be pretty. By slashing
as crazy as yesterday was,
and theft, we can find
yesterday was a range day. Can y'all believe that?
Bring down mortgage rates, lower
I mean, even though it was basically a trend on both sides,
protect our seniors and put
yesterday
more
was
money
basically a big giant range.
American families.
As crazy as that sounds, a big giant range. I mean, yeah, I mean, on the Nasdaq, it was bullish, but on the ES, the ES didn't take out pre-market highs, as crazy as that sounds. So if ES didn't take out its pre-market high, I do expect for us to potentially go a little bit lower, since ES didn't take out its highs. The Nasdaq will lie to you. The ES won't. The ES won't lie to you. Yeah, that's exactly right, man. That's exactly right, Investor Z. You gotta wait for it. You gotta be patient.
In great detail, what we are calling the Gold Card, which goes on sale very, very soon. For $5 million, we will allow the most successful job-creating people from all over the world to buy a path to U.S. citizenship. It's like the green card, but better and more sophisticated. And these people will have to pay tax in our country. They won't have to pay tax from where they came. The money that they've made, you wouldn't want to do that, but they have to pay tax, create jobs. They'll also be taking people out of colleges and paying for them so that we can keep them in our country instead of having them being forced out. Number one, at the top school, as an example, being forced out and not being allowed to stay and create tremendous numbers of jobs and great success for a company out there. So while we take out the criminals, killers, traffickers, and child predators who are allowed to enter our country under the open border policy.
That's why the sky is falling on the Nasdaq. That person that was getting Social Security for after the person died and he was still they were still collecting it.
We will now bring
and they want that discrepancy to be found. That money went to somebody. Don't think that money was just being dispersed and just ended up nowhere. Nah, they got that money tied up in the Nasdaq. That's why the sky's falling. That's why a lot of people put their houses up for sale in DC when all that fraud, waste, and abuse came up. No more USAID to pay them country clubs, the $1 million homes, money to throw into the market. I mean, all this shit is now making sense because we was talking about why the hell the market ran from what 14K all the way up to 23K, like was it 2240 is the highs? Why the hell the market did that? Now we know. Now we know why the market did that shit.
That should take 10 days to get, instead take 10 years, 15 years, and even 20 years before you're rejected. Meanwhile, we have hundreds of thousands of federal workers who have not been showing up to work. My administration will reclaim power from this unaccountable bureaucracy, and we will restore true democracy to America again. And any federal bureaucrat who resists this change will be removed from office immediately. Because we are draining the swamp. It's very simple. And the days of rule by unelected bureaucrats are over. And the next phase of our plan to deliver the greatest economy in history is for this Congress to pass tax cuts for everybody. They're in there. They're waiting for you to vote. And I'm sure that the people on my right, I don't mean the Republican right, but my right here, I'm sure you're going to vote for those tax cuts because otherwise I don't believe the people will ever vote you into office. So I'm doing you a big favor by telling you that. But I know this group is going to be voting for the tax.
Yo, it's crazy that the Democrat, like, look how childish they act. That's so crazy. Like, that is like the craziest thing.
Very big part of our plan.
I mean, I understand he's on the other side, but we're supposed to be on the same team, basically.
Income tax cuts.
And they acting like children. It's making them look bad, honestly.
Urgently needed relief to Americans hit especially hard by inflation. I'm calling for.
I'm going to be rebellious. I'm not going to stand up and clap. I'm going to have signs that say this and that.
For our great seniors.
We're children. Ugh. All right, so I don't know how long. Yo, today was a crazy day, man. I just input the movement into my spreadsheet.
Interest payments on
either you made money today, a lot of money, or you blew your
car
account. There was no in between.
Made in America.
There was no in between. The market moved today. Hey, what's up, Bray? What's up? Yeah, what's up, Bandit Blitz? Yeah, I see a lot of people moving away from Top Step too. I mean, it's making it. I mean, they're starting to use that Apex legalese with their performance. Vague reasons why they could potentially deny a payout.
With our other policies,
their unwillingness to move, and then they reduce their payouts to 5K. I mean, 5K is still a lot, but when you got big traders getting 60, 30, 50K payouts previously, 5K ain't shit.
Massive automobile plants in America.
My go-to right now is my funded futures. My second go-to would be trade day. But unfortunately, I just realized that trade day has 2 phases before you go to a live account. I didn't realize that until I was actually in the funded account. You actually have to make 20K on the first phase. You got to make 5K on the second phase, and on the third phase, you can take daily payouts. So MFF has actually just released a 1-phase, 2-phase live account eval, and it's very similar to that. I mean, it's basically Top Step's old phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 crap. It's literally the same thing. You make the
It will be retroactive to January
Actually,
20th,
Top Step had 3 phases. You had
one of the main reasons why
a static drawdown, an end-of-day drawdown, a trailing drawdown. You had to make 5K, and then you got paid out or something like that.
We had a great first term,
if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, Top Step is basically,
if you don't make your product in America, however, under the Trump administration, you will pay a tariff, and in some cases, a rather large one. Other countries have used tariffs against us for decades, and now it's our turn to start using them against those other countries. On average, the European Union, China, Brazil,
Yo, congratulations
India,
on that, Bray. Yeah.
Mexico and Canada.
Today was definitely a day to make some money.
And countless other nations charge us tremendously higher tariffs than we charge them. It's very unfair. India charges us auto tariffs higher than 100%. China's average tariff on our products is twice what we charge them. And South Korea's average tariff is 4 times higher. Think of that, 4 times higher. And we give so much help militarily and in so many other ways to South Korea.
Honestly, I'm trying to figure out how the hell did the United States get into a position where, I mean, I'm pretty sure
fair to the United States and never was.
I mean, all this,
April 2nd,
I mean, all this stuff that Trump was saying is true.
But I didn't
to where a lot of these countries have a economic advantage over the United States. I'm pretty sure it was in exchange for influence in the region. I'm pretty sure it was in exchange for that.
We're going to do it in April.
Because, I mean, even though they're saying that the United States is being treated unfairly, shit, you don't see nobody else's bases anywhere else. You see the United States has occupied majority of this world.
Reciprocal back and forth. Whatever they tax
you see military bases, U.S. military bases around the world. They have colonized a lot of this world already.
If they do non-monetary tariffs to keep us out of their market, then we will do non-monetary barriers to keep them out of our market. There's a lot of that, too. They don't even allow us in their market. We will take in trillions and trillions of dollars and create jobs like we have never seen before.
Yeah, Bandit Blitz. I just stick with the 50K starter plan.
I did it with others.
I just stick with that. I feel like it's the best value that they offer.
Couldn't do anything about it.
Especially if you're a smaller trader.
By nearly every
it's a 50K account. I think it's only $97.
Not let that happen.
The only drawback that you may encounter is if you are not a consistent trader, then that's like the only drawback. And what I mean by consistent, meaning that you have to make $500, $300, $600 every time you take a trade.
Mexico and Canada. But we have very large deficits,
and you have to be
both of them,
consistent on where you're taking your losses at. You can't, I mean, you can hit daily loss limit. You just have to trade extra days.
Of thousands of our
So I mean, that's the only drawback. But because
young, beautiful people
I use an ATM strategy to make sure that I make the same amount of money each time I trade. So I feel like that's easy money.
Billions of dollars. We pay subsidies to Canada and to Mexico of hundreds of billions of dollars. And the United States will not be doing that any longer. We're not going to do it any longer. Thanks to our America First policies we're putting into place, we have had $1.7 trillion of new investment in America in just the past few weeks. The combination of the election and our economic policies that people of SoftBank, one of the most brilliant anywhere in the world, announced a $200 billion investment. OpenAI and Oracle, Larry Ellison, announced $500 billion investment, which they wouldn't have done if Kamala had won. Apple announced $500 billion investment.
Let's be grateful that that did not happen, because they was ready.
Spend it fast
if this election was close, yo, they were ready to drag this out for as long as possible.
Taiwan,
they were ready.
Very
similar to what happened on, if y'all familiar with the show, what's it called, House of Cards, where Frank Underwood lost the election to the Republican candidate, and
right here in the USA.
They dragged it out as long as possible, and then they did a scare event to where they put the country under martial law to draw it out for as long as possible.
And we're not giving them any money. Your CHIPS Act is a horrible.
I'm not saying that would have happened,
hundreds of billions of dollars.
Stuff like that has happened in TV shows, and I'm pretty sure they would have gone that far because they did not want this man to win.
We're giving them
at all.
No money. All that was important to them was they didn't want to pay the tariffs, so they came and they're building, and many other companies are coming. We don't have to give them money. We just want to protect our businesses and our people, and they will come because they won't have to pay tariffs if they build in America. So it's very amazing. You should get rid of the CHIP Act, and whatever's left over, Mr. Speaker, you should use it to reduce debt or any other reason you want to. Our new trade policy will also be great for the American farmer. I love the farmer. Who will now be selling into our home market, the USA, because nobody is going to be able to compete with you. Because there's goods that come in from other countries and companies, they're really in a bad position in so many different ways. They're uninspected. They may be very dirty and disgusting, and they come in and they pour in, and they hurt our American farmers. The tariffs will go on agricultural product coming into America, and our farmers, starting on April 2nd, it may be a little bit of an adjustment period. We had that before when I made the deal with China, $50 billion of purchases, and I said, just bear with me, and they did. They did. Probably have to bear with me again, and this will be even better. That was great. The problem with it was that Biden didn't enforce it. He didn't enforce it. $50 billion of purchases, and we were doing great, but Biden did not enforce it, and it hurt our farmers. But our farmers are going to have a field day right now. So to our farmers, have a lot of fun. I love you too. I love you too. It's all going to happen. And I have also imposed a 25% tariff on foreign aluminum, copper, lumber, and steel, because if we don't have, as an example, steel and lots of other things, we don't have a military, and frankly, we just won't have a country very long. Here today is a proud American steelworker, fantastic person from Decatur, Alabama, Jeff Denard. Has been working at the same steel plant for 27 years in a job that has allowed him to serve as the captain of his local volunteer fire department, raise 7 children with his beautiful wife, Nicole, and over the years provide a loving home for more than 40 foster children.
That's the American dream right there, man.
Job.
That's all any man wants to be able to do, is to provide a home, a lifestyle for the people that they are responsible for.
Thank you, Jeff.
I think I need to emphasize on the word responsible for.
Stories like Jeff's remind us that tariffs are not just about protecting American jobs. They're about protecting the soul of our country. Tariffs are about making America rich again and making America great again, and it's happening, and it will happen rather quickly. There'll be a little disturbance, but we're okay with that. It won't be much. No, you're not. Oh.
He's definitely ain't.
And look where Biden took us.
I mean, it's so crazy that we've gotten so
Jeff,
used
I want
to.
Thank you very much. And I also want to recognize another.
We've gotten so used to bullshit is that now Trump just seems like he knows. Well, not let me rephrase that.
A very loving person.
It seems like Trump ain't playing, and he's getting a lot done because shit. For so long, the government, people in power, has just been focusing on the theatrics of the world stage and not actually doing things to move this world forward. Learn about how people feel about shit.
Results helping
I find it interesting that whoever coached Zelensky, because I'm pretty sure everybody's aware that the Democrats Coach Zelensky
Haley
to not
Ferguson,
take
who benefited
Trump's
from
deal
the First Lady's Fostering the Future
and
initiative,
to try to
and
use
is poised to complete
emotions
her
to try to
education and become a
rile Trump on
teacher.
their side. And I'm like,
And
dude, have y'all not met
Elliston
this man?
who became a
Like,
victim of an
have y'all not
illicit
met this person?
deepfake
Why do you think
image
that would have
produced
worked?
by
I
a
mean, what did
peer.
you set out to accomplish
With
by doing that?
Elliston's help,
You didn't think
the
that
Senate
he was
just
not going to
passed
do
the
exactly what
Take
he
It
did?
Down Act,
What is wrong?
and
Like,
this is so
well,
important.
he
Thank you
fucked
very
around and
much,
now
John.
he's
Johnson,
finding
thank
out.
you. Stand up,
And
John.
now he has no aid for his
Thank
country,
you, John.
unfortunately for the people of his country, that the leadership of
Thank you all
Ukraine
very much.
is unwilling to settle for peace, not because of
Thank you.
his own decision, because
And thank
he
you
was
to John
influenced
Thune
by
and the
other
Senate.
people to not do it.
Great job.
That's
To
crazy.
criminalize the publication of
They told him
such
not to do it, and he did not do
online
it.
is
He didn't
terrible,
care
terrible
about
thing.
the people that they're
And once it
literally
passes the
hijacking off
House,
the
I look
streets
forward
and
to
forcing to fight
signing
in the
that
war.
bill into law. Thank you. And I'm going to use that bill for myself, too, if you don't mind. Because nobody gets treated worse than I do online. Nobody. That's great. Thank you very much to the Senate. Thank you. But if we truly care about protecting Americans' children, no step is more crucial than securing America's borders. Over the past 4 years, 21 million people poured into the United States. Many of them were murderers, human traffickers, gang members, and other criminals from the streets of dangerous cities all throughout the world. Because of Joe Biden's insane and very dangerous open border policies, they are now strongly embedded in our country, but we are getting them out and getting them out fast. And I want to thank Tom Homan and Christy. I want to thank you and Paul of Border Patrol. I want to thank you. What a job they've all done. Everybody, Border Patrol, ICE, law enforcement in general is incredible. We have to take care of our law enforcement. Have to.
And so I will say this. I thought it was Apex, but it's not Apex.
Last year,
For whatever reason, my MFF connection keeps
22-year-old
disconnecting. For
nursing
whatever
student
reason,
named Laken
it keeps
Riley,
disconnecting.
the best in her class, admired by everybody, went out for a jog on the campus of the University of Georgia. That morning, Laken was viciously attacked, assaulted, beaten, brutalized, and horrifically murdered. Laken was stolen from us by a savage illegal alien gang member who was arrested while trespassing across Biden's open southern border and then set loose into the United States under the heartless policies of that failed administration. It was indeed a failed administration. He had then been arrested and released in a Democrat-run sanctuary city, a disaster, before ending the life of this beautiful young angel. With us this evening are Laken's beloved mother, Allison, and her sister, Lauren. Last year, I told Laken's grieving parents that we would ensure their daughter would not have died in vain. That's why the very first bill I signed into law as your 47th president mandates the detention of all dangerous criminal aliens who threaten public safety. It's a very strong, powerful act. It's called the Laken-Riley Act. So Allison and Lauren, America will never, ever forget our beautiful Laken Hope Riley. Thank you very much. Since taking office, my administration has launched the most sweeping border and immigration crackdown in American history, and we quickly achieved the lowest numbers of illegal border crossers ever recorded. Thank you. The media and our friends in the Democrat Party kept saying we needed new legislation. We must have legislation to secure the border. But it turned out that all we really needed was a new president. Thank you. Joe Biden didn't just open our borders, he flew illegal aliens over them to overwhelm our schools, hospitals, and communities throughout the country. Entire towns like Aurora, Colorado, and Springfield, Ohio, buckled under the weight of the migrant occupation and corruption like nobody's ever seen before. Beautiful towns destroyed. Now, just as I promised in my inaugural address, we are achieving the great liberation of America. But there still is much work to be done. Here tonight is a woman I have gotten to know, Alexis Nungari from Houston. Wonderful woman. Last June, Alexis's 12-year-old daughter, her precious Jocelyn, walked to a nearby convenience store. She was kidnapped, tied up, assaulted for 2 hours under a bridge, and horrifically murdered. Arrested and charged with this heinous crime are 2 illegal alien monsters from Venezuela, released into America by the last administration through their ridiculous open border. The death of this beautiful 12-year-old girl and the agony of her mother and family touched our entire nation greatly. Alexis, I promised that we would always remember your daughter, your magnificent daughter, and earlier tonight, I signed an order keeping my word to you. One thing I have learned about Jocelyn is that she loved animals so much. She loved nature. Across Galveston Bay, from where Jocelyn lived in Houston, you will find a magnificent national wildlife refuge, a pristine, peaceful, 34,000-acre sanctuary for all of God's creatures on the edge of the Gulf of America. Alexis, moments ago, I formally renamed that refuge in loving memory of your beautiful daughter, Jocelyn. So, Mr. Vice President, if you would, may I have the order? Thank you very much. All 3 savages charged with Jocelyn and Lakin's murders were members of the Venezuelan prison gang, the toughest gang, they say, in the world, known as Tren de Aragua. 2 weeks ago, I officially designated this gang, along with MS-13 and the bloodthirsty Mexican drug cartels, as foreign terrorist organizations.
I'm surprised it took Trump to do that. They're obviously terrorists, obviously. If they can just take human life without a second thought, I mean, obviously, those aren't...
They are now officially in the same category as ISIS, and that's not good for them. Countless thousands of these terrorists were welcomed into the U.S. by the Biden administration. But now every last one will be rounded up and forcibly removed from our country, or, if they're too dangerous, put in jails, standing trial in this country, because we don't want them to come back ever. With us this evening is a warrior on the front lines of that battle, Border Patrol Agent Roberto Ortiz. Great guy. In January, Roberto and another agent were patrolling by the Rio Grande near an area known as Cartel Island. Doesn't sound too nice to me. When heavily armed gunmen started shooting at them, Roberto saw that his partner was totally exposed, at great danger, and he leapt into action, returning fire and providing crucial seconds for his fellow agent to seek safety, just barely. I have some of the prints of that event, and it was not good. Agent Ortiz, we salute you for your great courage and for your line of fire that you took and for the bravery that you showed. We honor you, and we will always honor you. Thank you, Roberto, very much.
That's interesting. When did I got that?
Thank you, Roberto. And I actually got to know him on my many calls to the border. He's a great gentleman. The territory to the immediate south of our border is now dominated entirely by criminal cartels that murder, rape, torture, and exercise total control. They have total control over a whole nation, posing a grave threat to our national security. The cartels are waging war in America, and it's time for America to wage war on the cartels, which we are doing. Five nights ago, Mexican authorities, because of our tariff policies being imposed on them, think of this, handed over to us 29 of the biggest cartel leaders in their country. That has never happened before. They want to make us happy. First time ever. But we need Mexico and Canada to do much more than they've done, and they have to stop the fentanyl and drugs pouring into the USA. They're going to stop it. I have sent Congress a detailed funding request laying out exactly how we will eliminate these threats to protect our homeland and complete the largest deportation operation in American history, larger even than current record holder, President Dwight D. Eisenhower, a moderate man, but someone who believed very strongly in borders. Americans expect Congress to send me this funding without delay so I can sign it into law. So, Mr. Speaker, John Thune, both of you, I hope you're going to be able to do that, Mr. Speaker. Thank you. Mr. Leader, thank you. Thank you very much. And let's get it to me. I'll sign it so fast, you won't even believe it. And as we reclaim our sovereignty, we must also bring back law and order to our cities and towns. In recent years, our justice system has been turned upside down by radical left lunatics. Many jurisdictions virtually ceased enforcing the law against dangerous repeat offenders while weaponizing law enforcement against political opponents like me. My administration has acted swiftly and decisively to restore fair, equal, and impartial justice under the constitutional rule of law, starting at the FBI and the DOJ. Pam, good luck. Cash, wherever you may be, good luck. Good luck. Pam Bondi, good luck. So important. Going to do a great job. Cash, thank you. Thank you, Cash. They've already started very strong. They're going to do a fantastic job. You're going to be very proud of them. We're also once again giving our police officers the support, protection, and respect they so dearly deserve. They have to get it. They have such a hard, dangerous job, but we're going to make it less dangerous. The problem is the bad guys don't respect the law, but they're starting to respect it, and they soon will respect it. This also includes our great fire departments throughout the country. Our firemen and women are unbelievable people, and we'll never forget them. And besides that, they voted for me in record numbers, so I have no choice. One year ago this month, 31-year-old New York police officer Jonathan Diller, unbelievably wonderful person and a great officer, was gunned down at a traffic stop on Long Island. I went to his funeral. The vicious criminal charged with his murder had 21 prior arrests, and they were rough arrests, too. He was a real bad one. The thug in the seat next to him had 14 prior arrests and went by the name of Killer. He was Killer. He killed other people, they say, a lot of them. I attended Officer Diller's service, and when I met his wife and one-year-old son, Ryan, it was very inspirational, actually. His widow's name is Stephanie, and she is here tonight. Stephanie, thank you very much, Stephanie. Thank you very much.
That's always sad to hear, man. That's always sad. No one deserves to grow up without their parents.
Stephanie, we're going to make sure that Ryan knows his dad was a true hero, New York's finest. And we're going to get these cold-blooded killers and repeat offenders off our streets, and we're going to do it fast. Got to stop it. They get out with 28 arrests. They push people into subway trains. They hit people over the head, back of the head with baseball bats. We got to get them out of here. I've already signed an executive order requiring a mandatory death penalty for anyone who murders a police officer. And tonight I'm asking Congress to pass that policy into permanent law.
Mandatory death sentence, huh?
I'm also asking for a new crime bill getting tough on repeat offenders while enhancing protections for America's police officers so they can do their jobs without fear of their lives being totally destroyed. They don't want to be killed. We're not going to let them be killed.
Yeah, Bray.
Joining us in the gallery
I do agree that's
who truly loves our police.
Yeah, I guess that's one of those tough ones, man.
Daniel, he is 13
I guess it depends on what side you're on. I mean, obviously, if someone doesn't have any relatives, loved ones, or anyone in law enforcement, then something like that will probably be like, yeah, that's excessive. But for those that do, fathers, mothers, brothers, sisters, and you have somebody murder and take that person away from you, you kind of want that person to be killed. An eye for an eye. I mean, that's basic human nature, man. Me personally, and no, let them suffer in jail for the rest of their lives. I feel like death is an easy way out. Let them suffer in jail. I feel that they don't deserve a mandatory death. Actually, you know what? That's
That
actually
was more
what they
than
do.
6 years ago.
Now that I'm thinking about it, that's actually what they do. They do put you on death row where you're on lockdown 23-1. They don't kill you, but they keep you on death row for I mean, I've seen a lot of people stay on death row for a very long time, make them suffer. And then when they find God, that's when you send them to him.
Since that
That's
time,
when you send them
DJ
to him
and
when
his
they find
dad
him.
have been on a quest to make his dream come true. And DJ
So I mean, yeah, I
has
can
been
see it on
sworn in
both sides. If
as
it's
an
my
honorary
brother,
law enforcement
I'm already going to crash
officer.
out over my brother. That's no
Actually, a
question.
number of
If the
times,
police don't get you, I'm going to get you.
police love
I mean,
him.
that's
The
no
police
question.
departments love him.
But
And tonight,
like I
DJ,
said,
we're
if
going to do
no one doesn't
you the
have any
biggest
family members
honor
in
of
law
them all.
enforcement, then
I am asking our new
they're going to like, yeah,
Secret
that's kind
Service
of
Director,
excessive. So, I
Sean
mean,
Curran,
yeah.
to officially make you an agent of the United States Secret Service.
Damn, that's crazy. How did he get 25 years? Did they determine that if he was drunk, if it was intentional? What's the context behind that? What did they use to give him 25 years? That's crazy.
Thank you, DJ. DJ's doctors believe his cancer likely came from a chemical he was exposed to when he was younger. Since 1975, rates of child cancer have increased by more than 40%.
Shit, so
Reversing
is
this trend is
child
one of the top
obesity.
priorities
I'm here in
for our new
Texas. They
presidential
have a
commission to
restaurant
make
or a
America
death
healthy
restaurant
again,
called
chaired by
Whataburger.
our new Secretary of Health and
I
Human
was in the
Services,
hospital when,
Robert F.
obviously,
Kennedy Jr.
when my daughter was born, and the child just came into this world morbidly obese because the mom was eating Whataburger while pregnant with this child. This child was literally as heavy as a 2-year-old. Just came into this world. I'm surprised that she was able to pop him up, pop him out. Probably did a cesarean section,
With the name
honestly.
Kennedy, you would
He
have thought
was just that
everybody over
big.
here would have been cheering.
He was a
How
big child.
quickly they forget.
And they had to keep him in the
Our
NICU
goal
because
is to get toxins
they
out
had
of
to get his
our
weight down.
environment,
He was
poisons out of
obese. He
our
came into this
food
world
supply,
obese. And when I saw
and
that shit, I
keep
was like,
our
damn,
children healthy
that
and
is
strong.
crazy.
As an example, not
But
long
hey,
ago,
I mean, I don't eat Whataburger.
you can't even
I
believe these
loved
numbers.
it when I first came
1
here,
in 10,000
but now I can't eat
children
that shit.
had autism.
I can't personally eat it.
And now it's 1 in 36. There's something wrong. 1 in 36. Think of that. So we're going to find out what it is, and there's nobody better than Bobby and all of the people that are working with you. You have the best to figure out what is going on. Okay, Bobby, good luck. It's a very important job. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. My administration is also working to protect our children from toxic ideologies in our schools. A few years ago, January,
Yeah, I'm home.
Little John,
My daughter's already going to be
discovered that
homeschooled.
their daughter's school
I already know
had
that. My daughter's not going to be
socially transitioned their 13-year-old
indoctrinated. Honestly,
girl.
I think
Teachers
so.
and
These new kids that are coming up,
conspired to
they're
deceive
already
January and her
naturally
husband
rejecting school. Like
while
they
encouraging
go
her
to
daughter
school
to
obviously
use a
because
new
they have
name
to, but they're not
and
taking anything
pronouns.
in. I think that's a good sign.
Them pronoun, actually. All without
I mean,
telling
now it's like
January,
school is basically
who's here
daycare.
tonight and
Honestly,
is now a courageous
that's basically
advocate
all it is
against
nowadays.
this form of child abuse.
I'm definitely
January, thank
homeschooling
you.
my daughter because
Thank you. Thank you very much.
these liberal teachers and their liberal ideologies, children are very impressionable.
Thank you. Stories like this are why, shortly after taking office, I signed an executive order banning public schools from indoctrinating our children with transgender ideology.
Yeah, that's crazy, yo. Like, that's crazy. I didn't send my child to school to learn about 10 different genders and sexes and whatever craziness people come up with nowadays.
I also signed an order to cut off all taxpayer funding to any institution that engages in the sexual mutilation of our youth.
It's crazy that he has to talk about stuff like that. Children should always be off limits. But unfortunately, they're the most vulnerable among us, and they're the most targeted.
That any child is trapped in the wrong body. This is a big lie.
Yeah, that's like the craziest thing in the world. Trapped in the wrong body, huh? That's crazy.
And our message to every child in America is that you are perfect exactly the way God made you. Because we're getting wokeness out of our schools and out of our military, and it's already out, and it's out of our society. We don't want it. Wokeness is trouble. Wokeness is bad. It's gone. It's gone. And we feel so much better for it, don't we? Don't we feel better? Our service members won't be activists and ideologues. They will be fighters and warriors. They will fight for our country. And Pete, congratulations. Secretary of Defense, congratulations. Oh. And he's not big into the woke movement, I can tell you. I know him well. I am pleased to report that in January, the U.S. Army had its single best recruiting month in 15 years, and that all armed services are having among the best recruiting results ever in the history of our services. What a difference. And you know, it was just a few months ago where the results were exactly the opposite. We couldn't recruit anywhere. We couldn't recruit. Now we're having the best results just about that we've ever had. What a tremendous turnaround. It's really a beautiful thing to see. People love our country again. It's very simple. They love our country, and they love being in our military again. Corgo. So it's a great thing, and thank you very much. Great job. Thank you.
I mean, they're children. The Democrats, like, they're absolutely children. Like, look how old they are. They're too old to be acting like that. That's so crazy.
By a young man, Jason Hartley.
Like, why even show up?
The weight of that call of duty. Jason's father, grandfather, and great-grandfather all wore the uniform.
And they're going to get on social media and
tragically lost his dad.
These people are just losers. Like, honestly, that type of behavior is that loser mentality that I just naturally hate. I hate being around people like that. I mean, you don't have to like somebody, but when they're accomplishing something, you got to be big enough to say, you know what? Yeah, this person is doing exactly what they said. Or, you know, they did their thing.
And his greatest dream is
just being a competitor.
The U.S.
These people, he's just supposed to be your opponent, not your enemy. Don't let that fly over your head. He's your opponent, not your enemy. You shouldn't be behaving like that. But I mean, that's their base. They're behaving as what their base behaves, like children. Entitled. These are the people that think that they're the only people that exist in the world, and yet they contribute absolutely nothing to the world. But everybody else are NPCs, and they're the only people that exist. That's the people they represent. I'm pleased to inform you that your application has been accepted. You will soon be joining the Corps of Cadets.
Thank you. Jason, you're going to be on the long gray line, Jason. As Commander-in-Chief, my focus is on building the most powerful military of the future. As a first step, I'm asking Congress to fund a state-of-the-art Golden Dome missile defense shield to protect our homeland, all made in the USA. And Ronald Reagan wanted to do it long ago, but the technology just wasn't there, not even close. But now we have the technology. It's incredible, actually. And other places they have it. Israel has it.
I mean, how do y'all feel about that? A dome?
Have it. And the United States should have it too, right?
I mean, is it a literal dome, or is this the name of
so I want to thank
like
you,
a missile defense system?
Very dangerous
that,
world.
is named
we
dome.
should have it. We want to be.
I wouldn't feel comfortable having a.
Protect our citizens
obviously, that's
like
not possible,
before.
but I wonder what he means by that.
To boost our defense industrial base, we are also going to resurrect the American shipbuilding industry, including commercial shipbuilding and military shipbuilding. And for that purpose, I am announcing tonight that we will create a new Office of Shipbuilding in the White House and offer special tax incentives to bring this industry home to America where it belongs. We used to make so many ships. We don't make them anymore very much, but we're going to make them very fast, very soon. It will have a huge impact. To further enhance our national security, my administration will be reclaiming the Panama Canal.
I mean,
and we've already started doing it.
Yeah. I like if I was probably there in person. Yeah.
Just today, a large American company announced they are buying both ports around the Panama Canal. And
I mean, this stuff is boring.
Things having to do with the Panama Canal and a couple of other canals.
Hey,
the Panama
part
Canal
of the job,
was
right?
built by Americans for Americans, not
I mean,
for
like
others.
I said, I've tried to always avoid politics, but ever since I became a trader, it seems like politics is definitely a part of the job. And so I had to educate myself on a lot of things concerning politics.
They died of malaria. They died of snake bites and mosquitoes. Not a nice place to work. They paid them very highly.
But when they do these events like this, it's like, man, it's like, dude, these things are boring.
The most expensive project also that was ever built in our country's history, if you bring it up to modern day costs. It was given away by the Carter administration for $1, but that agreement has been violated very severely. We didn't give it to China. We gave it to Panama, and we're taking it back.
Look at him point at the Democrats. Yo, this man is a menace. He's definitely in his last term. He don't care.
Now we have Marco Rubio in charge. Good luck, Marco. Now, we know who to blame if anything goes wrong. Marco's been amazing, and he's going to do a great job. Think of it. He got 100 votes.
So I wonder if they came up. So we all know for a while,
the 100th was this
the biggest story. I mean, you don't hear about it anymore, but
let's assume he got 100 votes.
Russia's new rocket that travels at a supersonic speed to the point to where
he's already proven. I mean, he's a great gentleman. He's respected by everybody, and we appreciate you voting for Marco. He's going to do a fantastic job.
What's the word I'm looking for?
Thank you. He's doing a great job.
There is no current missile defense system that can counter it.
Great job.
I wonder if, I mean, I'm pretty sure we're working on ways to counter something like that because of how fast it travels and the accuracy
support your right to determine your own future.
Or at least let me rephrase that.
If you choose, we welcome
the claims of how fast and accurate this missile is.
National security and even international security.
And it was used to strike
working with everybody involved to try and get it.
Ukraine.
But we need it really for
to demonstrate in front of the world
security.
For Russia's show of strength.
One way or the other, we're going to get it.
And it's been reported that Russia is producing missiles to the point to where if they really want to destroy Ukraine, they could have done that a long time ago.
It's a very small population. but very,
I'm not familiar with war crimes.
large piece of land and very,
honestly,
very
I don't particularly want to be familiar with
military
that.
security. America
But
is once again
I guess if it hasn't been done,
the
then it's probably somewhere stated
Islamic
in that.
terrorism.
Like I said, I'm not familiar with that.
3.5 years ago, ISIS terrorists killed 13 American service members and countless others in the Abbey Gate bombing during the disastrous and incompetent withdrawal from Afghanistan. Not that they were withdrawing, it was the way they withdrew.
What's up,
Perhaps the
Ehaj?
most embarrassing
Nah, price is
moment in the
basically
history of our
trading in this
country.
big giant range right here.
Tonight, I am pleased to
honestly,
announce that
I
we
think
have just apprehended
I think we see a
top
move down.
terrorist responsible
That's
for
why I
that
kind of took my
atrocity.
long
And he
limit
is right now
because
on
I'm
his
looking
way
at the
here
hourly
to
chart.
face the swift
I mean,
sword of American justice.
we do have a bearish engulfing candle. We have price coming back into this area, and then you got three. I mean, even though these are red candles, you can see that the bears or the bulls were buying this thing as they were going down. So I mean, I guess we could see a pop, but we might see a drop there, man.
And I want to thank especially the
We
government
need some more data. You can already see the
for
selling
helping
right here.
arrest this
So
monster.
I mean, that tells me that the bears
This was a
could kind of
very
take this,
momentous
but
day for those 13 families
price is
who I
trading in the
actually got to
range.
know
So
very
I mean,
well,
I think
most
we're
of
going to
them,
see some movement after
whose
Trump gets
children
done
were
speaking,
murdered and the
or if we don't see the movement,
many
then
people that were
we'll
so
definitely see it
badly,
at
over
London.
42 people,
But
so badly injured on that fateful
at
day
least right
in
now, I think we'll
Afghanistan.
probably
What a
see a
horrible
pullback.
day. Such incompetence was shown. That when Putin saw what happened, I guess he said, wow, maybe this is my chance. That's how bad it was. Should have never happened. Grossly incompetent people. I spoke to many of the
You looking for your hammer
parents
gain
and
weight?
loved ones, and they're all in our hearts tonight. Just spoke to them on the phone. We had a big call. Every one of them called, and everybody was on the line, and they did nothing but cry with happiness. They were very happy, as happy as you can be under those circumstances. Their child, brother, sister, son, daughter was killed for no reason whatsoever. In the Middle East, we're bringing back our hostages from Gaza. In my first term, we achieved one of the most groundbreaking peace agreements in generations, the Abraham Accords. And now we're going to build on that foundation to create a more peaceful and prosperous future for the entire region. A lot of things are happening in the Middle East. People have been talking about that so much lately with everything going on with Ukraine and Russia. But a lot of things are happening in the Middle East. It's a rough neighborhood, actually. I'm also working tirelessly to end the savage conflict in Ukraine. Millions of Ukrainians and Russians have been needlessly killed or wounded in this horrific and brutal conflict with no end in sight. The United States has sent hundreds of billions of dollars to support Ukraine's defense with no security, with no anything.
Oh, okay, I see.
Do you want to keep it going for another 5 years? Yeah, you would say Pocahontas says yes. $2,000 people are being killed every single week. More than that. They're Russian young people. They're Ukrainian young people. They're not Americans, but I want it to stop. Meanwhile, Europe has sadly spent more money buying Russian oil and gas than they have spent on defending Ukraine, by far. Think of that. They've spent more buying Russian oil and gas than they have defending. And we've spent perhaps $350 billion, like taking candy from a baby. That's what happened. And they've spent $100 billion. What a difference that is. And we have an ocean separating us, and they don't. but we're getting along very well with them, and lots of good things are happening. Biden has authorized more money in this fight than
What do you mean by that, game weight?
Europe
Are you seeing
has
something?
spent
You're
by
saying that people are just holding
billions
their
and billions
positions?
of
Is that
dollars.
what
It's
you're
hard to
saying?
believe that they
I
wouldn't
mean,
have stopped it and said at some
man,
point, come on, let's
I'm not gonna lie.
equalize. You
This
got to
looks like a
be equal
long
to us.
opportunity right here.
That didn't
I
happen.
mean, you got your low right
Earlier today, I
here.
received
You
an
got your
important letter
range.
from President
Honestly,
Zelensky of
I would
Ukraine.
probably go long
The
here,
letter reads, Ukraine
but
is ready to
I don't
come
know,
to the
man.
negotiating table as soon as possible
I don't know.
to bring lasting peace closer. Nobody wants peace more than the Ukrainians, he said. My team and I stand ready to work under President Trump's strong leadership to get a peace that lasts. We do really value how much America has done to help Ukraine.
I guess that's what I get for
maintain its
thinking about it,
sovereignty
huh?
and independence.
That's what I get for
Regarding
thinking
the
about it.
agreement
That
on
was a
minerals
long,
and security, Ukraine is ready to
man.
sign it at any time that is
All right.
convenient for you. I appreciate that he sent this letter. Just got it a little while ago.
That's what I get for thinking about it.
Simultaneously, we've had serious discussions with Russia and have received strong signals that they are ready for peace.
You
Wouldn't
said
that
they're
be
going on an
beautiful?
NQ 840?
Wouldn't that be beautiful?
Hmm.
Wouldn't that
Yeah,
be
shit.
beautiful?
That's what I was targeting earlier today. I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I kind of came to my senses. I mean,
It's time to stop this madness. It's time to halt the killing.
I'm pretty sure they'll
It's
come
time
back.
to end the senseless war. If you want to end wars,
Or,
you have
well,
to
I
talk to
mean,
both sides. Nearly 4 years ago, amid rising tensions, a history teacher named Mark Fogel was detained in Russia and sentenced to 14 years in a penal colony. Rough stuff. The previous administration barely lifted a finger to help him. They knew he was innocent, but they had no idea where to begin. But last summer,
he
I
might have been
promised his
spoofing, but he's gone now.
95-year-old mother, Malphine, that we would bring her boy safely back home. After 22 days in office, I did just that, and they are here tonight.
Shit, they better be there. They better be there. Mm.
To Mark and his great mom, we are delighted to have you safe and sound and with us. As fate would have it, Mark Fogel was born in a small rural town in Butler, Pennsylvania. Have you heard of it? Where his mother has lived for the past 78 years. I just happened to go there last July 13th for a rally. That was not pleasant. And that is where I met his beautiful mom right before I walked onto that stage. And I told her I would not forget what she said about her son. And I never did I? Never forgot. Less than 10 minutes later, at that same rally, gunfire rang out, and a sick and deranged assassin unloaded 8 bullets from his sniper's perch into a crowd of many thousands of people. My life was saved by a fraction of an inch, but some were not so lucky. Corey Comparator was a firefighter, a veteran, a Christian, a husband, a devoted father, and above all, a protector. When the sound of gunshots pierced the air, it was a horrible sound. Corey knew instantly what it was and what to do. He threw himself on top of his wife and daughters and shielded them from the bullets with his own body. Corey was hit really hard. You know the story from there. He sacrificed his life to save theirs. Two others, very fine people, were also seriously hit. But thankfully, with the help of two great country doctors, we thought they were gone and they were saved. So those doctors had great talent. We're joined by Corey's wife, Helen, who was his high school sweetheart, and their two beloved daughters, Allison and Kaylee. Thank you.
Hmm.
To Helen, Allison, and Kaylee, Corey is looking down on his three beautiful ladies right now, and he is cheering you on. He loves you. He is cheering you on. Corey was taken from us much too soon, but his destiny was to leave us all with a shining example of the selfless devotion of a true American patriot. It was love like Corey's that built our country, and it's love like Corey's that is going to make our country more majestic than ever before. I believe that my life was saved that day in Butler for a very good reason. I was saved by God to make America great again. I believe that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
How you find that?
Thank you very much. From the patriots of Lexington and Concord to the heroes of Gettysburg and Normandy, from the warriors who crossed the Delaware to the trailblazers who climbed the Rockies, and from the legends who soared at Kitty Hawk to the astronauts who touched the moon, Americans have always been the people who defied all odds, transcended all dangers, made the most extraordinary sacrifices, and did whatever it took to defend our children, our country, and our freedom. And as we have seen in this chamber tonight, that same strength, faith, love, and spirit is still alive and thriving in the hearts of the American people. Despite the best efforts of those who would try to censor us, silence us, break us, destroy us, Americans are today a proud, free, sovereign, and independent nation that will always be free, and we will fight for it till death. We will never let anything happen to our beloved country, because we are a country of doers, dreamers, fighters, and survivors. Our ancestors crossed a vast ocean, strode into the unknown wilderness, and carved their fortunes from the rock and soil of a perilous and very dangerous frontier. They chased our destiny across a boundless continent. They built the railroads, laid the highways, and graced the world with American marvels like the Empire State Building, the mighty Hoover Dam, and the towering Golden Gate Bridge. They lit the world with electricity, broke free of the force of gravity, fired up the engines of American industry, vanquished the communists, fascists, and Marxists
Oh
all
man,
over
I
the
should have
world,
just took that damn
and
long.
gave
Oh my
us
God, I
countless
should have took the
modern wonders
long.
sculpted out of
Should
iron,
have took the
glass, and
long.
steel.
Should have took the damn long.
We stand on the shoulders of these pioneers who won and built the modern age. These workers who poured their sweat into the skylines of our cities. These warriors who shed their blood on fields of battle and gave everything they had for our rights and for our freedom. Now it is our time to take up the righteous cause of American liberty. And it is our turn to take America's destiny into our own hands and begin the most thrilling days in the history of our country. This will be our greatest era. With God's help, over the next 4 years, we are going to lead this nation even higher, and we are going to forge the freest, most advanced, most dynamic, and most dominant civilization ever to exist on the face of this earth. We are going to create the highest quality of life, build the safest and wealthiest and healthiest and most vital communities anywhere in the world. We are going to conquer the vast frontiers of science, and we are going to lead humanity into space and plant the American flag on the planet Mars and even far beyond. And through it all, we are going to rediscover the unstoppable power of the American spirit. And we are going to renew unlimited promise of the American dream. Every single day, we will stand up and we will fight, fight, fight for the country our citizens believe in and for the country our people deserve. My fellow Americans, get ready for an incredible future, because the golden age of America has only just begun. It will be like nothing that has ever been seen before. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
All right, that wasn't too bad.
Thank you very much.
I'm not gonna look for that.
Thank you very much.
All right. That wasn't that bad. Hmm. You know what? Hmm. Huh. You know what? I'm gonna try a short. I'm in the sim. Try a short here. Hmm. Yeah, you know what? I think we see a pullback tomorrow, man. I just have this feeling that we see a pullback tomorrow. All right. Well, all right, guys. That's it. Uh, Trump said a lot of things. It's kind of hard not to. It's very challenging to not feel that the adults are back in the room. I mean, look at that. Yeah, look at that. Look at that short right there, just working out and shit, just trading the charts and not my heart. But anyway, you can definitely feel that the adults are back in the room now with this administration. Trump came into the office literally signing executive orders, changing a lot of the stuff that we had to endure during the Biden administration. The lies, the gaslighting, the having to figure out people's pronouns and having to deal with people's feelings, the wasteful spending, the inflation, um, just everything. And I think I want to emphasize on the fact that the gaslighting, like, I mean, people, you couldn't speak and talk about certain things without being attacked, without being called a name. And if you valued your workspace, value your lifestyle, value where you worked, you had to keep your mouth shut. If you didn't play along, you were kicked out. I mean, you was tossed aside and replaced. Now it doesn't feel like that anymore. Now it doesn't feel like if you misgender somebody, that'll devastate your life now. I mean, it doesn't feel like that anymore, but that was definitely a reality in the last 4 years. So, um, honestly, I honestly feel all those behaviors are just behaviors of people that just grew up, people ignored them, and it's just their way of trying to get people's attention. No one cares who you're having sex with. No one cares about who you think you are. No one cares if you think that you're a unicorn, giraffe, a gorilla. No one cares about that shit except you. But because they weren't getting attention, because people, I mean, if you're a loser, nobody wants to pay attention to you. That's human nature. We humans only surround themselves or they pay attention to winners, people with a winning mindset. You don't even have to win. Just having a winning mindset, people will follow you. Look at all your favorite TV shows. Look at all your favorite animes. What do they all have in common? They have a protagonist with a mission, with a purpose. They don't always win, but they have a purpose and they believe in their purpose. They move forward. If they had a show where the main character was a loser that complained and says, "Oh, my feet hurts today, so I'm not going to commit to my, my daily run or this, that, and the third," nobody's not going to watch that shit. It's human nature. And what I feel like we just came out of a social experiment because I feel like that's what they were trying to do, trying to make people reject reality and accept their deluded world. But I don't think we have to deal with that, at least for the next 4 years, at least. So we'll see what happens when Trump's term ends. We'll see what happens, but at least for the next 4 years, we can have some sanity or something close to it. So that's my opinion, though. Yeah, like that's. I mean, it's crazy that it's like, yeah. I mean, anyway, dude, look. Uh, you can be a woman in your world, but in my world, women don't look like you. I'm gonna leave it at that. Like I said, I don't care what the hell you do with your life. You're not gonna force me to play along with your delusion. Now, I'm going to be respectful, of course. I'm not going to call you no man if you don't want to be called a man, but I damn sure is not going to call you a woman and vice versa. I'm not going to delude my reality to protect your feelings. Fuck your feelings. Shit. I'm not going to put your feelings over my own beliefs. Fuck that. No. I'll be respectful for sure, but you're not going to get me to call you anything that you're not. So that's that. And that ain't never going to change. That ain't never going to change. And it seems like now you can kind of see it now. I mean, like it's you can kind of see it across the social media platforms. Facebook. I mean, Facebook is still doing Facebook stuff, but now it's like it's not as bad as it was before. I mean, it's obvious that the power has shifted, and now if these social media platforms ain't playing ball, well, they can find themselves on the wrong side of the law in terms of, because I think what's protecting them is some sort of media deal or something like that. And like I'm probably gonna do some more research on that and see if the president has any power over that deal, law, or whatever the hell that shit is. Because it seems like a lot of like Facebook is not Facebook last year. Like it's literally night and day. But yeah. But we'll see what happens. See. Yeah. And I definitely agree. Respect is earned, and these losers with their loser mindset thinks that they're entitled to my attention. I'm sorry, but if you're not working on something in terms of trying to better your future, trying to be a better person, and I don't care if you're trying to be a better person or not, but if your day consists of you sleeping half the day, uh, there's no goals, there's no commitment to move forward, there's always an excuse to stay in the same spot that you're in, and you don't want a better life for yourself or the people that you're responsible for, uh, I don't hang around people like that. And the reason why is because you become who you hang around. And if everybody and it's not that you become them, it's human nature. First and foremost, humans are community driven. When we get into a group, the hive mind thing is very real. It's instinctual to have a hive mind. You have one leader or a tribal leader, and everybody takes on the ideology of the tribal leader. That hive mind thing is very real. We naturally do that. So if you're in a group of people that don't do anything with their lives, well, slowly but surely, you will, what's the correct term I want to use? You will conform to the group. You will conform. And sooner or later, you'll start behaving in their manners. You start first, it's the small little micro mannerisms, the lingo or the language of the group. And then once the lingo and the language is taken up, then you're going to start doing what the group is doing. And slowly but surely, you're going to conform yourself to that group. And that's just human nature. So because I understand this, I make sure that I keep myself around people that are driven and they want more in this life. And if I can't find them people, I'll be by my damn self. I have no problem being by myself. Actually, what got me here was segregating myself from family, friends, old family and friends. And it's getting to the point, or it's already gotten to that point, to where people that I grew up with, I look at them and I see their halo. And it's like, wow, you haven't even changed. You haven't grown. You stayed stagnant. And if I stayed hanging out with you, I would have probably done the same thing. It's like, nah, I'm good. I will always respect you as a friend, always appreciate, the time we spent, blah, blah, blah. But nah, I'm not with none of that stagnant shit at all. You can stay stagnant by yourself. I mean, if your biggest accomplishment is making your woman happy, and there's nothing wrong with that, but just be mindful that that's not even what women want. Women themselves want men that are driven, and they want men that have goals. And here's the crazy thing. Women don't even care if you complete your goal. They only care if you're working towards your goal. And the men that unfortunately make their women their project, it's like, I'm going to do everything I can to make my woman this and that. Well, unfortunately, those men find out real quick that, oh, wow, she's focusing on me and not focusing on a goal and not focusing on a purpose. That means that I can do better. And that story has the same ending time and time and time again. Now, what I'm not saying is if you're working on a purpose to obviously mistreat the woman of your life, obviously, women want to be a part of your story. She does not want you to be, she doesn't want you to make her your story. She wants to be a part of your story. I want to make that very clear. Have something for her to be a part of, and you will never have to worry about your woman leaving you. That's what makes her happy. But never make her your goal. You'll find out real quick that that's not what she wants. Regardless of what women say on social media, that is not what they want. I promise you. But I'm going to get off my soapbox. I'm going to get off it. He says, Grun. I'm probably going to mispronounce your name, man. Corgo, that's very interesting, man. That's very interesting that you say that. Because I do see that. I think after the many years of dealing with kids in what is it called? In the social service system, I've seen so many interviews of social workers where they're completely burned out because they want to help these people. They get into this industry with the goal of helping these people. But time and time and time and time again, they get let down. These people don't want help. And I think the state of at least people on that side is like, well, shit, we're no longer going to help them. We're just going to manage them. And that's what I see. I see that these group of people are being managed. Make them useful idiots. Because, I mean, they're already taking up space and eating. Give them a purpose. I mean, shit, if you're not going to think of a purpose, we'll give one for you. And I think the Democratic Party has done a very good job of rallying people that are unmotivated and to get them to do their bidding for them. Because I've seen some of the live streams of the protests, and I'm not going to lie, it's eye-opening how crazy people are, and it's eye-opening what people believe. And it kind of makes sense why the Democratic Party behaves the way that they do, because their base is mentally just not there anymore. They live in a fairy tale world where they just believe the craziest thing. Like the crazy things that you tell yourself throughout the day, like those impulsive thoughts. There are some people that believe and act on those thoughts and see those thoughts and those images as reality. It's crazy. Grund, man. All right, so let me try to do this. Grundelizer. I think that's how you say your name, Grundelizer. Forgive me if I'm saying or mispronouncing that. We make money all the time, man. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. But you'll see the money being made. We always make money. We don't make any money here. We earn it. We earn money here. We're always earning money here. Always. We always earn money. But yeah, like I said, I don't particularly care about the politics, but I mean, obviously, if anybody was going to win, Trump is obviously the better choice. I'm an action-oriented person, and Trump aligns mostly with that idea because that's who I am. I'm someone that prefers action. I prefer to do the homework. I prefer to do the hard work. I don't like shit being handed to me. If I did not earn it, I don't like that shit. That shit, I've learned a long time ago that type of stuff makes you weak. And I hate weakness. I hate that shit. I don't care if you're weak, or I don't care if other people are weak. I just hate weakness within myself. I don't like it.
Connection lost.
I just don't. And I hold myself to a standard, and I expect for me to adhere to that standard. There is nothing acceptable other than that standard to me. And I think the same can be said for Trump, regardless of what he may say or if he hurts people's feelings or whatever. I don't care about stuff like that. But as long as he's getting stuff done, that's what I agree with. If he says he's going to do something and he does it, that's what I agree with. What he's doing with Zelensky, that's what I agree with. Zelensky tried to come in here, try to play his world's smallest violin. Like, dude, you're in a war. What do you expect to happen? for there to be sunshine and rainbows and everybody holding hands and, oh man, I'm sorry that I slapped you yesterday. I mean, what do you expect is going to happen? He was in a conversation that was going to stop. Like he was showing Trump pictures and stuff like that in front of the media. And here's the crazy thing. Like, just think about what he did. He was showing him pictures of the horrible acts that he's accusing Russia of acting on. And you were literally in a meeting to stop that, and you wanted it to keep going. Does that make sense? That just tells me that you were just there just to, I guess, to emotionally influence America, try to make Trump look bad in front of the media, so he can probably say like, oh yeah, well, I don't want to look bad in front of the media, so I'm gonna give him what he wants. Bro, whoever told him to do that stupid shit, and it's crazy that he listened to them. But at one point in time, do you think that was ever going to work on someone like Trump? I think that was like the craziest thing. He overplayed his hand. He overplayed his hand to the point to now he doesn't get no aid. And now I'm starting to see videos where he's coming back and saying that, oh, now he wants to apologize. He wants to continue working with the United States and this, that, and the third. And he's like one of those people that feel that they're entitled to the things that you worked hard for. As crazy as that sounds, I'm entitled to the United States money. I'm entitled to them backing me up in this war. Now, this is a bit of conspiracy. Obviously, this is speculation because it's just common sense. I'm pretty sure he didn't get that mindset overnight, especially with the rumors of Biden and his family making all that money in Ukraine. I'm pretty sure, and this is just allegedly, and this is just common sense, that there was a lot of dirty dealing over there in Ukraine, and that money from Biden was hush money. That's my opinion, based on the information that has been presented to the American people, because no one gives that much money for no damn reason. Nobody gives that much money for no damn reason. Like, they was just giving Ukraine money like money grows on trees. So it had to have been an alternative reason for that. But like I said, it's all this is alleged, obviously. Yeah, I think so. I definitely think so. Nobody just wakes up and says, you know what, the United States owes me money. Nobody wakes up. No country wakes up and says that shit. So, but he learned. He learned that he can't emotionally manipulate Trump in front of the media, because obviously he ambushed him in that in that media. And there is something that I kind of want to show you. Like, JD Vance is definitely going to be running for president in the next 4 years. I kind of hate that DeSantis may be put in the back seat, because I think DeSantis deserves to be president. I think he deserves a shot. I think DeSantis deserves a shot, but I mean, JD Vance is probably going to get it. But I want to show y'all guys something. Let me try to find it, because I saw it was in the body language. JD Vance is such a good speaker. Actually, let me just try to find it, and I'm going to show it to y'all guys because you may have missed it. Trump and Zelensky blow up.
Man, everybody's seen that.
Yeah. I might get copyright struck, but let's see. It's let me see if I can find it. But what's up, man?
Obama, they respect me.
Much.
Let me tell you, Putin went through a hell of a lot.
Knows it.
What is it then? I understand that.
Use sheets. In Biden, who was not. You tell us. I think it's very important. That's why.
From Putin in 3 days.
Just stop waking up.
You're just not waking up.
Country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war.
Oh, okay. I don't know why you just you took a nap or something.
Yeah, I came home with the sleep, ate with the sleep.
You said thank you today.
I stayed up all night.
Gambling with world. You've allowed.
Trade.
God bless.
is trying to your military. You have manpower problems.
You are speaking about what you mean? That you, in 2019, I signed with him the deal. I signed.
I'm talking about the kind of
prisoners. We signed our people, like in
right.
Yes, but during 2014, now President.
Can't you hear that long?
No, I missed it. I'm in short though.
Our parts, big parts of Ukraine.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So he occupied it. Crimea was Trump helped him. 2014. Yes, but
today
during
was crazy
2014
price
till
action in the market.
2022,
Yeah, it
Like,
was.
the situation the same. That
I love it.
people are
I love the big
dying of
moves, and then at the
dashes
end of the
we see.
day, after that
Like
pump,
in
we get that
ice
super
fire.
dump,
Guess
and then a
A
pump
president who stood up at press.
after market
Understand
close.
that, but I can tell you the other side is exactly in love with. You want me to be tough?
Yeah, it's like the last
You're never
30
gonna get a deal
minutes,
that way. So
35 minutes,
For 4
get
years,
this
the United
super
States-
dump.
question.
Well, hey, I will respond to this. So look, for 4
See if we can get this thing done. But and then
All right, go ahead, bro. My bad. Go ahead.
Just love the price action.
Yo, yeah, I can't seem to find that damn moment. Well, hey, yo, damn, Grundelizer, there you go. You said, yo, Grundelizer came in the chat and said, he says, where is the trading and the money being made? You seen it right now. Damn it, you seen it right now. You seen it right now. We always earn money in this damn stream. We always up. But yeah,
Where you at?
bro. Let me share the data with you. I'm gonna find that moment because now I'm committed. I'm gonna find that moment. But this is the data for today. Man, the Nasdaq started off with a 517 point move to the downside. That was followed by a 658 move to the upside. Now, this is important. This data piece is important. I don't collect data on the ES anymore because it sucks and it's a waste of my time. But here's the important thing about what happened on the Nasdaq versus the ES. The ES did not take out its pre-market highs, but the Nasdaq did. The Nasdaq did, but the ES did not. So that tells me that we actually may get another leg down. The Nasdaq will lie to you, the ES won't. The Nasdaq will lie to you, but the ES won't.
I was thinking about taking a short, but I don't know. This mess is
Yeah.
kind
I mean,
of
but it was a good spot because, I mean, you got this double top right here. I mean, you have price. I mean, when you see a candle like that, I mean, it may not be a reversal, but you're gonna get a like at least small little short. I mean, it could bounce. I mean, I'm not saying that it won't, but I mean, you got the support trend line right here. You got the bears breaking it. You got the bulls fail to find themselves right above that, back above that support trend line, at least for right now. You could get a little short scalp, but I mean, I get why I would be hesitant. But look at this though. The ES did not take out its pre-market highs. It did not take it out. The ES don't lie. And the ES does not look like, well, I mean, I guess it could, but it doesn't look like it. It does not look like it though. The ES is still in its downtrend.
Oh, so I've been kind of collecting some data points myself. Well,
have you?
just some observations on the chart.
Mm-hmm.
So I have my my session volume profile on TradingView,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was just looking at the settings and the inputs, and I was like, let me turn on. Because all I had was point of control on it. I'm like, well, let me turn on value area high and value area low, and just see how price reacts around those.
Mm-hmm.
And it was pretty accurate yesterday and the day before.
Mm-hmm.
Like when price would dip down into value area low.
Mm-hmm.
Now it could extend it. Most of the time it would extend it, but when it was, I mean, because it's the NQ, she makes big moves. So, but when it approached it, it didn't drift too far away from value area low before it started to reverse. But it extended further beyond the low than it did the highs. So the value area high, it would maybe touch it or maybe extend like maybe a few points above it, and then they would drop it. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch this for the rest of the week and kind of observe and see how price reacts around these 2 points.
Yeah. So you're saying the value area high and low, huh? And is that the session or?
Yeah, the session.
Session
It's the
high and low?
session volume. Session volume profile on TradingView, and I just saw it. I'm like, let me turn that on and see how price reacts around those two areas.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty accurate for
Yeah,
the most part.
it definitely is, man. I found that the value area high and low is definitely important. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, that's where, I mean, if you understand what the value area high and low is, that's where majority of the market is transacting. So of course, when price gets into that area, we're going to see a reaction from it because, you know, that's where people are transacting their orders. So, but this is what I wanted to show you guys. I actually found it. Look at Trump's body language. And this is probably why JD Vance was chosen to be Trump's VP, because obviously Trump is a good speaker, but he's old school. We don't necessarily consider your feelings when we talk, especially if it's the truth. And that was his biggest. That's what people used to attack him during his first term, was that he would just speak his truth, and he didn't package it in a way for people to accept it. I mean, it made people mad, and once people are mad, they don't listen. With JD Vance is a good communicator, but look at this. Look at this gesture right here. He's talking all that shit.
In the destruction of your country.
What do you mean? What kind of diplomacy?
Look at Trump's face. He's like, what the hell is he talking? Look at his gesture. He's telling him to go after him. You saw that? Just in case y'all miss it, Trump's face is like, this motherfucker, what the hell is he talking about? Look at him. He looks at JD. He gestures.
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to
and he says something. Y'all may have missed that.
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful.
Look how good of a speaker and communicator that he is.
In front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the president.
So when I saw that, I was like, that's definitely the reason why JD Vance is his VP, because he is a great communicator. And now that women are a part of politics more than ever before, being a good communicator is very important, because obviously women are very emotional based. They love to talk. And if you're not a good communicator, women won't listen to you. And you need women on your side to be successful. And I think JD Vance is just a great addition, or a great pick, because now women are going to listen because JD Vance is a good speaker. So I thought that was a very good strategic pick for Trump for his VP. Not like Pence, that guy that Kamala walked all over. I mean, shit. I mean, after that, I wouldn't want him to be my vice president either. I was like, dang, as incompetent as Kamala was, you let her dominate you in a debate? Just imagine losing to Kamala in a debate. Like, what? You making me look bad. like what? I mean, Kamala dominated Mike Pence. Mr. President, I'm speaking. And he shut the hell up. Like, no, hell no. Like, no, I don't care if you speaking. I'm going to still say my piece, goddammit. And if there's time left after I'm done speaking, You can say what you got to say. Show some damn strength. God damn. Nah, you can't be my damn VP after that. You can't be my VP after that. But yeah, I thought that was very interesting.
Oh, shoot. Said he shut the hell up.
But yeah. There we go. Hey, people come and they doubt your boy Sherm. Hey, just because we haven't said it in a while don't mean that it's still not in effect. You inverse the Sherm, you find out. Just because it hasn't been said in a while don't mean that it don't stand true.
It's been a minute since I heard that phrase.
Inverse the Sherm and find out. Hey, it's your account. Inverse me if you want. But yeah. But yeah, hopefully this yeah, all jokes aside, hopefully I think Zelensky definitely needs to be, because obviously he's compromised. For just allow, I mean, if those rumors or them allegations are true, that ex-Obama administrators or from the Democratic Party influenced Zelensky to not take the deal and to show and to play that game he tried to play. I mean, he did it. So, I mean, he did it. And Trump is holding him accountable for that little stupid stunt that he pulled. And I'm pretty sure he won't be doing that shit again. I mean, he can. I mean, he's already been cut off, so I'm pretty sure he won't. I did see that he went over there to the UK, but then they told him the same thing. He was like, bro. But I forgot which country said that they were going to be providing them with boots on the ground. Now, that's what's concerning. That's what's concerning. What'd you say?
So was it Canada that said that?
No, it wasn't Canada. It was somewhere in Europe. I don't know which one. I really don't know.
Or France.
It was somebody.
Oh yeah, I think it might have been France and a couple other countries, but I saw an article. They tried to ask Italy. She was like, "Nah, you ain't getting my troops."
Yeah. There was. Let me see. Let me try to look this up, because there was actually one that was like, "Yeah, we'll send you military aid. We'll, like, if they're a part of NATO." Now, from what I understand about this NATO agreement is that if you attack one, you attack all. I don't know if there's a stipulation that says that now if you start a fight, then I have a decision if I want to come and help you or not. It just seems like the plan, the ultimate goal, because this is the thing that Zelensky is always saying. He wants to join NATO. He wants to join NATO. And if he can't join NATO, it seems like he's using Biden's tactic of using Ukraine as a proxy with a war with Russia. It seems like Zelensky was like, okay, well, if I can't be a part of NATO, then I will try to convince someone that's already on NATO to join my side. So if, quote unquote, Russia attacks them, then the United States will have to join because they are part of NATO. And it seems like that's the plan. And Trump had already gestured to that, saying that you're gambling with World War III. And that's exactly what would happen if the United States is forced through obligation to fight with Ukraine. But then at the same time, fucking Russia is a nuclear power. Like, and I'm like, why would you, like, what? Anyway, everybody has nuclear weapons, but Russia has so much resources over there that, I mean, the amount of resources that Russia has is almost an endless supply of it. Everybody is buying their resources mostly with Russia. Now, when the Ukraine war started originally, you know how they was being all like, oh, we're not going to buy Russian gas and oil and Russian this and Russian that. So apparently they was buying it from Turkey, knowing that Turkey was buying it from Russia. So they can say on paper, yeah, we didn't buy it from Russia, but they bought it from Russia. So it's like these little political games that they're playing. I don't get it. I don't understand why they do it, because I mean, if you're doing it for the people, no one cares. And if you're doing it for the people in your club, everybody knows it's a game. So what's the purpose of that? I mean, what's the point? I mean, when you really think about it, are you just doing it just to do it so you can feel good about it? I mean, I don't know. But I do believe that this war does need to end. Obviously, people don't need to be dying. It's like you're playing chess with people's lives. And obviously that needs to stop, obviously. But yeah, so what's your plans for tomorrow, man? You said that you're going to start streaming London. What are you going to be looking for? What are you looking for? Like, what's your bias right now? You think we're short or you think we long?
Well, I don't know yet. I kind of just got into the charts, but yeah, I tried to stream last night. I wish I could have caught the moves I made, but I shut down and restarted my computer. I think because I was using the freaking NVIDIA broadcast and they updated it. That mess is still, they need to refine that. It's still buggy.
No, is it? Yeah, I stopped using it a long time ago. I mean, it worked for like 2 seconds and then I was like, yeah, I can't rely on this. Like it was working, then it stopped working.
Yeah, it is unreliable, but when it works, man.
Yeah,
it had my podcast voice on point. I was like, dang. I was like, man, this is what I need, but it don't work. It ain't reliable.
Yeah.
Super unreliable. So yeah, that I was streaming and then that mess shut down. I was like, well, damn. I'm like, well, sorry guys, I gotta get these trades in for trying to set it back up. You gonna miss the move. I'm like, yeah. But yeah, last night was pretty good. I was scalping, taking my profit. It puts things into perspective when you only got one contract to trade. You got to be
on point. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be, you got to be near perfect. No room for error. Yeah, we're not going to talk about that. Those 400 points I missed out on because of a certain someone closing the position.
PTC almost got kicked out.
She's about to get banished to the shadow realm.
I'm mad at you right now. Oh man. That's so funny.
Because looking back at the charts, that was a near perfect entry.
And where did you get in at again?
I was in. So if you go back to yesterday at around between 5 and 6 a.m.
5 and 6.
I entered the position. Yeah, so you'll see a little bit of consolidation, at least on the 5-minute chart. I was in at 478.
478. Ooh, that was a good entry. God damn, that was a good entry. Hey, don't kick her out, bro. Don't kick her out. Don't kick PTC out.
I was short of 470.
She didn't mean it. Oh man.
In case I'm gonna tell you what he just said. He said, damn, that was a good entry. Because she's sitting right here next to me.
BTC.
Man, 478, and that mess went all the way. I was like, man, this mess could break sub 100,
Mm-hmm.
and that mess went all the way to where'd that drop to? All the way to 61.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, hold on. No, I'm tripping. No, that went all the way to 75,
Mm-hmm.
74, 75. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. Bro. Hey, I did some today. Cause I mean, shit, you caught that drop. Like, I mean, I think, I mean, the main reason why I went super tilt is because y'all guys saw me short. Y'all saw that. I mean, I was just targeting 410. I mean, shit. The Nasdaq could have gave me that. She could have, but then she did this crap right here. So I walked in. So I'm gonna redraw that trend line. So where I was short at, or this is the candle that stopped me out. So I was short originally here, and then I got back in short, and then I put my stop at 82, thinking that okay, I should be good. And then I saw that my trade was working out, but then I was like, man, that support trend line is in the way. And so I was like, well, let me just ignore that. It's probably going to protect this high, and we might get a bounce, but they're going to protect this high, and then we'll get a breakdown. No, that's not what happened. I walked in. The Nasdaq made sure that I was looking. She made sure. She was like, you see this, right? Because as I was walking into my office, the market came back into this area, and then it did this massive candle. And anybody that was trading that candle last night knew that this was aggressive buying. And it was so aggressive that you thought that, oh shit, this thing is probably going to 640, 630, 640. This is how aggressive that move was. It stopped me out, and I was like, fuck. And I was like, I did not get back in short. I moved my stop up to like 615, 620. Because I was like, man, that was a lot of buying aggression. Maybe they're going to trend up, and then, they'll short it. But then obviously when I woke up and I saw price all the way down here, I'm like, yo. And then Rutkick called it. Rutkick called it to the T. She was like, nah, she's gonna stop you out, and then she'll go. And that's exactly what she did. Exactly what she did. Hey, what's up, Jack? What's up? We got some money. I mean, we're up a little bit in this short. We're up a little bit. Don't know if it's gonna work, or in terms of if this is the direction the market wants to go in, but I mean, we're up a little bit in this short. And when I woke up and saw that this market drop, hitting my target and then exceeding it.
Yeah. That's like the worst when it
Yeah.
exceeds.
Yeah, when it exceeds it, because you're limiting her, talking about, oh yeah, she can't. I mean, she probably ain't gonna go this far, and then she does.
Yeah, so I told you earlier. So I had hopped in a long. I gotta stop doing that though.
Mm-hmm.
So it was what at like 9. Let's say like 9:45 this morning.
Mm-hmm.
I hopped in a long thinking, and I don't know why I thought what I did, but I was like, okay, breakout. So we had the huge drop all the way down to 2075 or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and then the buying, they start buying it back. I'm like, okay, we came into the EMAs. We wicked up above the 21, but then they stalled. And I was like, damn it, Brandon. Like, they don't do it on the first wave unless it's a V-shaped recovery. But that's usually all like, some like major news. So that normally doesn't happen on the regular. So I got caught long at like 226. And then it dropped all the way down. Nearly almost a double bottom. I was like, well, this is the zone. Obviously, I should have been buying in down here. Like, mistakes were made, but I held through it. I'm like, I don't care. I'm like, if they break the zone, I'll close it, because then that's super invalidated. But I'm like, nah. Once they held it and came into that buy zone, and finally broke out.
Mm-hmm.
I only took it to like 313. I was like, all right, because I was gonna take it to like 330. That was my original target. That was like 100 points, a little over 100 points. But I was like, I don't know. This VWAP right there. It was shot up to like, yeah, 313 at the time. I got out, and then I close out everything on my phone, and then you're telling me, man, this thing's still going. We could see 700. I was like, no way. I look at the charts. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what just happened? I'm like, man, we had 500, 400, 500, 600. I'm like, oh man, I should have held that thing. That's another like million points I missed out on.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I definitely got to give Smith his props. He did. Because I almost fell victim to my own self-sabotage yet again. Smith was like, yo, bro. Because I was like, yo, Smith, your boy is up 10K, baby, and I'm holding it to the end of the day. You can't tell me nothing. And then he told me something. He said, take your profits, bro. Take your profits, bro. Take your profits. Good thing I took them profits, dude.
Yeah.
Because I originally had my target at 720, but the way this thing was moving, I moved it up to 850. And that's what I keep doing. I look at the charts and say, yeah, okay. Yeah, this is where it's going. I mean, we're going to see a rejection here. It's highly likely. And then I see the momentum, and then the momentum makes me second guessing. And I was like, I only got one contract. I don't want to miss these extra points. If I get all that 720, it goes to 850, I'm going to feel bad about that shit. So I moved it to 850, and then we all know what happened at 730.
Man, 720 would have been perfect.
Yeah.
Damn near. Like, yeah, that's about as perfect as you can get.
Mm-hmm.
Because it made it to 730, 32.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. And the reason why I was targeting 720 was because of, where's it at? I was targeting 720 because this is where they broke structure to the downside. Right here. Where was 720? 720. Yeah, you can see it right there. Let me draw that range out a little bit so y'all guys can see it. Because I mean, I automatically see the ranges. And that's why I was targeting about like 720 right there, where they broke it. So y'all can see it right there. That's where they broke it right there. So I was like, all right, I'm about to put my target at 720. And yeah, I'm gonna put it at 720. And then when I saw the momentum, I was like, nah, I'm tripping. This thing's going to 850. It's going to 850, baby. But yeah, if I did that shit, I would have been pissed because I would have made like 5 or 6K versus the 12K, 13K that I made. Because I was down to my last $500 in that comp account, dude. Man, my feelings were hurt.
That's crazy. Coming back and making almost 14K.
Shit.
That's wild. On one contract.
On one contract.
Unless you're doing micros. You scaling micros or no?
No, I don't disgrace. No, let me stop playing. I have nothing against micros. I'm just playing. That is the Sherm talking. That is the Sherm talking. But nah. I brought this account back. I had to make so I sent, and then man, like the Nasdaq was tempting me. So I caught this move right here. I took profits a little bit early, and I literally had to walk away from my screen because I was like, yo, if you keep playing with the Nasdaq, you're probably going to get caught up. So I took my profits, and I think this is the candle where the market closed right here. So I was like, okay, good. And then I come back and see that the market did this big giant move up. And I was like, no, it's not fair. It's not fair. I was in long. I deserve to be in this. I deserve to be in this. And this is, I kind of hate that 310 cutoff that these prop firms, because it seems like all the movement is happening after that 310 cutoff.
Yeah.
Nasdaq is definitely a temptress, man. Like, dude, I was just making more money. I took so I was able to catch this long right here when it was dropping. Caught that long up. Good thing I took my profits, because that shit dropped all the way back down. All the way back down. And like at 7:30, I should have been mindful and be like, just take the short, because if I took that short, this was a 409 point move to the downside. And then this move right here was a 269 point move to the upside. So like I said earlier in the stream, either you made a lot of money today or you blew your account. There is just no in between that today. Today was just that crazy. Today was that crazy.
Yeah. Big moves, both sides.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I love. Everybody eats.
Everybody eats.
If you catch it, bulls and bears eat. That's what I like. Make NQ like that again.
Well, shit, she's like that. She's definitely like that. And this is why you'll never see the ES back on this main chart. Never. If I was holding long on the ES with one let's actually look at that. The ES moved up. The ES moved up 132 points from the lows.
It's a clean double bottom though, or
yeah, the ES is easy money for sure. It's easy money. No one's not saying that it's not. If you're a trader that prefers, the what's the word I want to use? The slowness, the steadiness, the stability of the ES, please don't come over to the Nasdaq if it does not fit your personality. The Nasdaq will eat you up alive. The ES has a lot of room for error. I trade with the 11-point stop on one contract in my funded account, and it's I can have a bad entry, and I can still get my target hit because of just how stable it is. Now, if I'm on the wrong side, obviously, but if I'm getting in at support or resistance with an 11-point stop, I may have price go against me, but I have yet to been stopped out. It's easy money, easy. All right, so it's 132. So I like on the ES, I'm down to my last $500. If I caught the top and the bottom of this move, I only made $6,600. Yeah. I would have been singing a different tune if I trusted in the ES today. And you already know it's unlikely that you're going to catch the top and bottom of ES. So, yeah. And then the amount of money that I made on the one contract, that was actually considered the low side, because I still left money on the table. I got out at 670 and I got in at 151. So 658 658 times 20. So $13,000 on one contract, top and bottom on the Nasdaq, minus 6,600 on the ES. I would have left $6,500 on the table if I chose to let ES save the account today. Crazy to hear, huh?
Yeah, and they said you could only do one contract with ES as well.
Yeah, you can only do one contract altogether. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I don't know if they're going to track it, but a lot of these prop firms, when they scale it, you can kind of get away with having one contract on both instruments. But I don't know if they're tracking that. They'll let you do it, but I don't know if it's gonna if they're gonna hang you for it. I mean, I wouldn't gamble with that, but I mean, you can definitely do it. But all right, I'm gonna end this. I'm about to go to bed. I don't know, you about to start up your stream for the London session?
No, I'll probably be on a couple hours, like right before London.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm glad. I mean, shit, it's always cool for you to join, man. Always.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't even know. I didn't even know it was this late.
Time flies, man. Time flies when
Yeah.
you're trading the Nasdaq and when you're talking about how she did you wrong or how you was able to actually extract some money from this market.
Yeah.
But all right, guys, I'm gonna go to bed. Our boy Smith is going to get on later on today. I'm gonna get on at New York session or during the New York session, and we'll definitely look for more ways to earn some more money. And with that said, peace out, everybody.
All right. Peace.